There we go. So, unmuted myself. So settle into a comfortable position. That was a close one. And allow your eyes to close or your eye gaze to soften. And then breathe softly in through the nose, out through the nose. Feeling that sense of calm and peace that is always surrounding you, no matter how hectic and stressful life becomes. That calm and centered feeling is always inside, deep down. It's just working out how to channel it when you need it. So breathing all the way down to the base of the belly. So we feel the belly rise, the rib cage expand. And as you let the breath go, just let the belly fall. Let the torso soften. And each and every muscle in your body, let it go. Sometimes thoughts will enter the mind, but it's how you deal with them that helps you stay relaxed. So to see if you can watch your thoughts as if you're watching a film or a TV program. The thoughts are fleeting. It is taking 3 more really long, deep breaths, observing the sensations that are created as you go. And then begin to make some gentle movements to your body. If you're seated, lay down onto your back. And everyone draw your knees in towards your chest. Give them a little squeeze or anything that or anything else that your body instantly craves. And then relax the arms down to the floor, lower the legs down to one side, doesn't matter which, until your legs are completely flat. So even if that means the back shoulder lifts off the floor. And then with that arm that's reaching behind you, circle it overhead until it meets your other arm. And then down past the side of your hip and back to where it was before. So we're going to take 3 circles in this direction. Just gently squeezing your inner thighs together, your knees together to create your anchor. And you're just allowing your arm, your rib cage, your torso to be relaxed. So once you've done 3 circles in this direction, you're going to change and reverse the circles. Allowing yourself to linger at any point that feels particularly nice. After the 3rd one, find your ankle or shin with the top hand. Slide your bottom arm underneath your head for support, and then pull the leg back for the quad stretch. Just gently easing yourself into it, keeping a little contraction through the abdominals and the glutes. Just to avoid the back from overarching around the lower part of the spine. If the knee's lifting high above the hip, just bring it down, angle it into the centre a little bit more. Taking just one more breath here. And then after the exhalation, let go of the foot. We're going to cross the foot in front of the bottom knee. So again, that position there. Big click from my hip there. Bring your foot in front of your thigh or shin. If it's awkward to get there, you're welcome to place it on top of the inner part of that leg instead. And then you're going to place your hand or one of your hands on the inner edge of that top leg and just push the knee away from you. At the same time, this may sound complicated, but go with it. The bottom leg, so the one that's on the floor, if you have managed to get the foot in front of that knee, that shin, you're going to push the bottom knee into the foot until you feel your hip flexor activating on that bottom leg. So we're using the hand to push the top knee away and using the foot of that same leg to stop you from pushing the bottom knee forwards or moving that bottom knee. We're creating activation in the front of that hip flexor and feeling the stretch in the outer part of the hip of the top leg. So it's active contraction. Gently release. As you release, roll onto your back, keep that ankle on top of that knee or place it there if it wasn't quite there. And pick the leg up, draw both legs in towards you, find the stretch through the glute. Just checking your weight placement is even on both sides. Taking one more breath in. One more breath out. Releasing, letting go. Bringing the legs back together again. Rolling them over to the opposite side to before. Then the arm that's now behind you is going to lift up overhead. Circle it round to the other hand. Past the hip. Back to where it came from. 3 big circles, spreading the reach of your arm. Feeling your chest expand and open. Keeping the legs together. After your third one, reverse your circle. Finding the top, the ankle of the top leg with that hand, creating a little pillow underneath your head with the other arm. Finding your quad stretch with ease. Maybe you find it with difficulty, but either way, be gentle to the front of your leg, the front of your hip. Playing around with squeezing the heel into your bum, or giving the angle at your knee a little bit more space and simply pulling the knee behind the hip. Depending on which part of your quad is tight will depend what feels nicer. Just taking one more breath in. One more breath out. Letting go of the foot. Again, so this top leg, you're bringing the sole of the foot onto the floor in front of the other knee. If you need to slide that knee further away, then you can. Or again, you can place the foot on top of that leg instead. The hand that's closest to the legs, place that on the inner edge of the knee, guide it away. And then push your knee into your foot if you've managed to get your foot to the floor. If not, we're just working on opening the top part of this, the hip of the top leg. Wherever you like. Release the contraction, roll onto your back, keep the ankle on top of that thigh, pick the other leg up, draw it in. Again, explore the position a little bit, see where your body needs to be. If you notice that your knee's quite turning in a lot here, push it away with the elbow. At the same time, you pull the other leg in. Just 2 more breaths here. And as you let go, hug your knees into your chest again, create a tiny little ball, maybe a little rock from side to side. And make your way up into a comfortable seated position. So either cross-legged or maybe with the feet together. And then when you're there, we're just going to tilt the head down towards one shoulder. Your other arm, sorry, one arm is going to lift the head up and out of the neck. The other arm, you can move it around. Could be in front, could be at the side, could reach it behind. You can even slide it up to the opposite shoulder. And again, we're just going to create a little activation inside of the neck, so in your upper traps, by pushing the head into the hand, but stopping that movement with your head, with your hand. Soften the contraction, drop the chin down towards the opposite armpit, the side that's stretching. And then push your head into the hand again. Create a little activation inside the neck again without letting the head move. And then return the head back to the upright position. When you're there, the top arm is going to side bend over to the other side. Use your arm for support here and relax the shoulders. Press your sit bones down into the floor evenly on both sides. And then return to upright. Let's change sides. Lift the head, tilt. Explore with the other arm. Maybe this side needs something completely different, or maybe it needs the exact same. Then create that activation, pushing the head into the hands. And soften the contraction. Turn the eye gaze down to the armpit of the opposite side. And then create that activation again. So as if you're trying to return your head back to the original position, but you're resisting it with your hand. Returning the head back to upright. Relax the contraction. The arms come out. Do whatever you need. Have a little hula dance. Jazz hands and hula. Look like a crab there as well. Little crab dance. Anyway, side bend. Up and over. Lifting the rib cage all the way away from the hip bone. Awesome. All right, bring both hands down to the skin. So if you can, just move any clothing out of the way a little, just to get the bottom hand on the skin. Pull the skin down with the other hand on top, then lift the chin forwards and up. Mostly forwards to get that elongation without it feeling like it's going to make you dizzy. Maybe turn the head up on the diagonal. And then changing sides up on the diagonal the other way. So awesome. Gently release. Again, feel free to have a little shake around, a little dance, and then turning over into downward dog. Pedaling the feet up and down when you're there. Just checking that the fingers are spread wide. And spreading your armpits and spreading your butt cheeks. Spread everything. Knees bend, step your right leg forwards between your hands. If it doesn't get there, pick it up, slide it forwards. Then stepping forwards, feet next to one another and forward fold. Inhale to rise, extended mountain pose, arms lengthen overhead. Circle the hands behind the back from there and clasp. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift and open the chest into a gentle back bend. If you'd rather, you can just stay upright and pull the shoulders back and together. Knees bend, inhaling, slide your chest forwards to flat back. Breathing out, fold all the way down. And for that stretch through the shoulders and the chest. Release the hands to the ground as you inhale. Step back to plank and lower as you exhale. So knees can drop here. Inhaling, back bend into cobra or upward dog. Exhaling into downward dog. Knees bend. Step your left leg forwards to lunge as you inhale. Lengthen the chest, lengthen the back leg. Exhale, step forwards and fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands circle behind the back. Lift the abdominals in and up. Push the knuckles down. Inhaling, hinge forwards. Squeeze the sides of the rib cage together. Exhale and come down to fold, tucking the chin at the bottom. Hands down as you inhale, step or jump back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhaling, melt the shoulders down the center of your back. Exhaling, downward dog. This time, right leg is going to lift for three-legged dog. Breathing in, breathing out, bend the knee at the top, open the hip. Step the foot forwards on the inhale to lunge. As you exhale, step forwards and fold. Inhale to rise. Push your feet down to anchor them. Exhale, hands behind. Back bend, squeeze the back of the body. Inhale, flatten the back, hinge forwards. Exhale, fold. Reach the knuckles up to the ceiling. Hands down, inhale, step or jump back to plank. Exhale, lower. Keep your abs tight, body tight. Breathing into your back bend. Drag your chest between your arms. Exhaling, push the ground away. Left leg rises, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee bends, open hip. Keep shoulders square. Step forwards to lunge as you inhale. Feel free to drop the knee here. Exhale, step forwards and fold. Inhale, rise on the breath in. Breathing out, circle behind. Slide your tailbone down for your back bend. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, push the knuckles back more. Exhale, lift the belly to the ceiling as you fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, turn the feet and drag them forwards. Exhale, tuck the toes, push the thighs back. Right leg rises on the inhale, three-legged dog, knee bends, open hip. Step forwards, lunge as you breathe in. Breathe out, this time twist to your right. Yay. Hand down as you inhale, step forwards, exhale, fold. Rising on the inhale. Back bend and clasp. As you exhale, pull everything in the front of your body in, even though it's lengthening. Inhale, hinge forward so your butt slides back, chest forwards. Exhaling, contract the muscles through the front of the body, thighs, abdominals, chest. Hands down, step or jump back to plank as you breathe in. Breathe out, shift the shoulders forwards as you lower. Inhaling. Yeah, nice. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhaling. Down dog. Left leg rises. Push all the way to the ball of the foot. At the top, bend the knee, heels above. Rotate open. Step forwards, lunge. Breathe in, keep the length in your body, and then twist to your left. Only the upper body moves. Hands down, step forwards on the inhale. Exhaling, fold. Rising on the inhale. Hands clasped behind, back bends on the exhale. Inhale, flat back. This time, oh no, we're going to fold still. This time you fold as you exhale, but we're going to stay there just for an extra few breaths. Let it feel like you're still engaging your shoulders by pulling them away from your neck. That your neck is long and spacious. Push the knees out a little bit. That helps the hips to stay safe. Releasing your hands to the ground as you inhale. Step your right leg a long step back to lunge. Then you're going to sweep your left leg back and up into three-legged dog. And step the foot straight back where it was to lunge. Now this time you're going to shift forwards, lift the right leg. And maybe the arms either forwards or fingertips to floor to stabilize the balance. So it doesn't matter which option you go. Maybe it's not time to balance yet, and that's okay. Hands down wherever you are, hinge forwards, standing split. Now you are welcome to keep that leg down as close to the floor as possible. Try and keep your hips square for the moment, and then actively roll the hip open of that top leg. So you're trying to turn it out to the side. Bend the knee at the top, and then feel even more opening here. If you want the extra challenge, take your left hand to the right foot and search for that quad stretch as well. How are you doing? If I turn around, I'm going to fall over. Nicely done. Take a long step back. Land the foot, lunge. Step back to plank and lower, or rest in child's pose. Breathing into your back bend. Breathing out to downward dog. Right leg rises on the inhale, three-legged dog. At the top, bend the knee, open the hip. Stepping forwards to lunge. As you inhale, exhale, twist. Hand down, stepping forwards, breathing in. Breathing out. Let go of some effort. Inhaling to rise. Exhale, back bend, hands clasped behind the back. Now here, can you push your knuckles down, right down to the heels, not like really far away, unless that feels amazing, but that just helps to keep you a little bit more over, or centre of balance over the centre of the feet. Inhaling, flat back, hinge, arms reach behind. Exhaling, belly in, fold. Stay here for another breath in. And another breath out.
letting go of the hands down to the floor. As you inhale, step your left leg back along, step to lunge. Hands screw into the floor. Three-legged dog, right leg sweeps up and back. Breathing in, breathing out, land the foot back between the hands, and then come into warrior three. Again, you choose arms lift or not. Anchor down through the four corners of your foot. Push out of the heel of the lifted leg. Squeeze that butt cheek to keep it lifted more. Hands down wherever you are, find standing. Split with the hip square to the floor. You may need to just hug your right hip bone back a touch so you feel the weight in the outer part of your right heel. Actively open your left hip without your right hip twisting. And then bend the knee. Yeah, squeeze the bottom of that left leg just to open out the front of the hip a little bit more. And then if it feels good, find the foot with your right hand. Squeeze the heel to the bum for the quad stretch. Keep breathing. And often if you hold your breath when you're upside down, it can make you a little bit dizzier. Gently release. Take a long step back, lunge. Let your eyes walk slowly on the floor to stabilize your blood pressure. Step back to plank and lower. Inhale. Upward dog, exhaling. Downward dog. Left leg then rises on the breath in. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip. Stepping forwards to lunge. Lift the belly as you go through, gives you more space. Take the twist as you exhale to your left. Hand down, inhale, step forwards, exhaling to fall. Rising on the inhale. So that same little sequence. Clasping the hands behind the back as you exhale. Yeah, inhale, flat back. You may need to bend your knees more, and that's absolutely fine. Exhaling, fall all the way down. Keep the weight central as much as you can over the middle of the foot. One more breath in. Lift the arms almost out of the sockets. They're lifting that far away. Exhaling, tip a little further into the front of the foot. Hands down. Step your right leg along. Step back to lunge. Breathing in for downward dog. Three-legged dog. Left leg sweeps back and up. Landing the leg back between the hands and flying as soon as you're ready to. Again, try and draw the shoulders back so your neck stays long, hips square to floor. Find standing split. Lift the leg with it, the hips square for the moment. So almost pull your inner thighs towards each other to keep them square. Actively open the hip. Feel the difference, so the inner thighs have to work away from one another. Bend the knee. Find the foot with the hand if you wish to. If you want even more of a challenge, take your right hands to the back of your left calf. Is anyone going to go for that? Yay! Awesome. Take a long step back. When you're ready, land into lunge. Step back to plank and lower. Inhaling, spread the ribcage. Exhaling, downward dog. Right leg rises on the inhale. Again, keep the hips square for the moment. So almost like you're trying to roll the thigh of the lifted leg in. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip. Actively roll that inner thigh open. Your other one has to work to stabilize the standing knee. Step the foot forwards on the inhale to lunge. Twist as you exhale. Yeah, spread the arms, hands down, stepping forwards on the inhale, exhaling, forward fold. Rising on the inhale. Clasp the hands and push down as you exhale. Does it feel like your torso is lengthening out of your hips? Also flat back on the inhale. Torso solid, spine stiff. Exhaling, forward fold. Tuck the chin at the bottom. Again, let the shoulders feel active. The upper back is active. Active to open even more. Hands down, step your left leg back to lunge. Three-legged dog, right leg sweeps up and back. Hold the abdominals tight. Step the foot forwards, get ready to fly, warrior three. Standing split, hand down. Feel the hamstring lengthen of the standing leg. Squeeze the bum to pull the lifted leg higher. Actively open the hip. Notice how your butt cheeks then draw towards each other. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip. If you wish to, find the foot with your hand. Quad stretch as well. And then for even more of a challenge, trust yourself. Take the left hand to the back of your right calf. Yay, awesome effort. Gently release everyone, land the leg along, step back to lunge. Step back to plank and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg straight up on the inhale. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip. Stepping forwards to lunge as you breathe in. Twist as you breathe out. Hands down on the inhale. Step forwards, exhale, fold. Rising on the inhale. Yeah, clasping the hands behind the back on the exhale. Open. Flat back on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Keep reaching the knuckles up. You can push the knees out a little. Feel the tailbone lift to the ceiling. This time we're going to rise straight away. So keeping the arms clasped for a moment. Reverse what we did. So come back to flat back. Push the hands behind. Feel the abdominals tighten. As we stand, we're going to take the weight into, let's turn here. Take the weight into the left leg, across your right leg, over. So ideally, thighs cross. Your toe can rest on the floor. Or wrap the foot behind for another option. Just make sure your hips don't twist as you do this. Hips are square. Inhaling then, sweep the right arm under the left arm. Eagle. Yeah. Gently edge the elbows up. Lift the eye gaze to the tips of the fingers. Exhaling, drop the elbows down to your rib cage. Roll the shoulders down and fold. Feel free to unhook the leg if you need the stability. From here, you are going to unhook your leg. Feel free to tap down anytime you wish. Then take the right leg back. Warrior three. Slide your elbows forwards. Feel free to let go anytime you wish. Also, flat feet together or next to one another, forward fold. Rise up to stand on the inhale, take the arms overhead. Excellent. Clasp the hands behind the back, lift and open as you exhale. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse, come back up to flat back. Push your feet into the floor, push the knuckles behind. Stand. Cross this time left thigh over right thigh. Sit into your standing leg. Knee stays in line with the center of that foot. Unclasp the arms, bring the left arm under the right arm and wrap the eagle. Again, you can choose to create this 4 sign with the arms instead. Inhaling, elbows lift up. Feel the back of the shoulders rounding and opening. Tuck the elbows down towards the chest. Feel that travel a little bit more around the shoulder. Come down into fold. Keep squeezing the legs together. That will help you to maintain as much control as the moment allows. Unhook the leg. Slide the leg back. Bend the standing knee. Slide your fingertips forwards. Warrior 3. Anytime you want to, you can let go. Yeah, everyone land the foot, land your hands, forward fold. Step or jump back to plank as you inhale. As you exhale, lower, rising into your back bend. Downward dog on the exhale. From here, walk your hands back to your feet for forward fold. Take hold of the elbows. Have a little sway from side to side. Release any tension in the lower back. And then walk the hands forwards again. Step your left foot outside your left hand, drop the knee to the floor. And then if it feels nice, come down onto the forearms. You're welcome here to play around with the position. So maybe allow your foot to come onto the outer edge and the knee to open out to the side. You can stay higher on the hands and just actively guide that out to expand the inner thigh a little bit more and give you a little bit more space. I'm just going to take 3 more breaths here. And then back up onto the hands. If you're on your forearms, bringing the sole of the foot flat to the floor, lift the knee and then step back and walk the hands back into forward fold. Again, take hold of the forearms, have a little sway side to side. Maybe even reach your arms forwards on the diagonal if that feels nicer. Walking the hands back forwards. As you get to plank, step your right foot outside your right hand. Drop the left knee to the floor. Again, explore if it feels nice. The inner thighs a little slide away. Roll onto the outer edge of the foot. And then drop down onto the forearms. Observe if your hips want to twist. And keep your hips square. What do you need to adjust? Just taking 2 more breaths here. And then climbing back up onto the hands. This time step the leg just back, so you're onto all fours. Take upward cat And down cat. Maybe have a little roll around through your cat. And then turning around, so you're sat on your bum and roll down onto the floor. Take your hips over to the left side of your mat. Straighten your right leg along the floor. Bend your left knee in towards the chest. And then roll the left leg over to the right side to twist. Feel free to adapt this twist into any other one that feels good for you. If you find that your knee's quite far away from the floor, then it makes sense to lengthen the leg out so it makes contact with the ground, then do so. Or you're welcome to place anything underneath. Cushions, blocks. The support just allows you to let go more. Let's take one more breath in. And one more breath out. And turning back to the middle of the mat. When you're there, lift your hips over to the right side of your mat, but keep your shoulders central. Straighten the left leg along the floor. Pull the right knee up towards the chest and hug. Rolling the right leg to the left side. Finding your twist. Just taking 2 more breaths. And rolling gently back to the center of your mat. Bringing your hips back into the middle. Placing the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to drop out to the side. And if this is uncomfortable for your back, pull your feet or take your feet further away from your hips. If you're comfortable here, see if you can move your feet in a little bit closer to your hips. And then just taking the arms overhead, clasping the forearms gently. Notice which way you automatically go to And then swap your arms the other way around. That's the way that your body probably needs to be more. Let your eyes close or soften. Observe how spacious your inhalation makes you feel. Can you feel lighter in those areas as you let the breath go? Spacious on the inhale, lighter on the exhale. If you want to move into a more comfortable position at any point, you can.
Taking 5 more conscious breaths. And slowly bringing your awareness back into your physical body. Welcoming movement back in. Maybe just starting with closing the legs if they're still open. Really just follow your instincts here. What does your body want from this? And then in your own time, in your own way, make your way back up.